Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and I'm here today with another great workout in our series of focused single body workouts. Today we're going to be working on your back. We have several different exercises, and I'll be explaining to you those as we go along, but you're going to need a variety of dumbbells. If you have a bar, you can do most of this work with a bar, but you might want to set a few dumbbells aside also. And then we're going to get going because I am excited about this. I have been trying to focus the muscle groups so that you get 30 minutes of concentrated work in a given area. You can couple these together, or you could do a muscle group and a cardio workout or a stretching workout. So you can make it work for you in the time frame that you have. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, do so by clicking the link below and set your notifications to on. I love sharing all the things that I've learned over the last 30 plus years, and I hope you are enjoying using them. So, having said all that, let's get to it. Okay, we're here today to work on our focused muscle group series. Today is back. So let's get going with some warm-up. We're going to start just by doing some body weight squats. Working those large muscle groups to get some blood flow going. You can go at your own pace. So I'm going to be utilizing a weight bench today, like a weight room bench, along with my dumbbells. You could use a bar if you need or want to, and then also a mat. If you don't have a weight room bench, a bench that would be suitable would be like the type that you use for step aerobics. And this needs to be long enough that your head and your butt can stay entirely on the bench. All right, from here, let's put the hands at the waist. We're just going to hinge forward with straight legs and then right back. Hinging forward and back up. Tightening the core to support the back as you hinge. So we're going to be working the low back and up. If you've done very much back work, you understand that there's a lot of shoulder work involved with it. But we're going to try to focus on the entire back. Let's do about 4 more of these. Good. Couple more. Getting that low back loose. All right, from right here, let's go with some arm swings, forward and back. As you bring your arms back, really pinch those shoulder blades together. All right. How about arms up this time? Up and lower. One more time. Single knee lifts. Zip. Bring our arms up overhead and add a little rotation here. Good. Let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Rolling the shoulders out. Taking this back, palms, and then rounding the back. All right, from here, chest lifted and pull those shoulder blades in. Let's get going with this workout. We're going to start with a dumbbell narrow row. I'm going to choose probably my middle weight that I have here. I have between 10 and 25 pounds. All right. From here, we're going to tip forward with our weights close to the body. Set my timer up here. 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, my favorite format. You got 10 seconds lead in, and then we're not going to stop until this workout's finished. All right, so from here, feet are solidly planted. I'm going to tip forward 45 degrees. My elbows slide narrow along my torso. Looks like this from the front. Elbows narrow. Pinching the shoulder blades in the back as I pull those weights in. You got 20 more seconds. Come on, you're looking good. Now you don't have to go to the beat that I go to. You don't have to go as fast as I go. You could go slower. Well, I mean, if you wanted, you could go faster. I tend to like to make all my workouts a little cardiovascular. All right. I'm going to use a slightly heavier set for deadlift. Now, deadlift does work hamstrings too, but it's a low back exercise. It really just works your total posterior chain. So all the way, hamstrings, hips, all the way up. We're focusing here on low back. We're going to hinge forward. Let's go. Hinge to a flat back position and then right back up. So my legs are straight, but not locked. They have what I refer to as a little soft knee. Keeping my head up, looking out in front of me as I drop my body weight forward. You got about 15 seconds left. Now, if you're not used to doing these, they'll make you a little bit sore in your hamstrings and sometimes even into your low back. Make sure to support your low back well as you lower and lift. All right, single arm dumbbell row. I'm going to use this same 20-pound weight. I'm going to put one foot on the bench and one foot off the bench, supporting myself with my hand right up underneath my shoulder. Keeping my back flat, I pull in and lower. So this looks much like the narrow row that we did in the beginning. But because you're only using one arm at a time, you can concentrate a little bit more and generally use a heavier weight. Now I know some ladies think they don't want to use really heavy weight because they don't want to get muscular. And while I might be muscular than some people, I have used fairly heavy weight. I don't feel that, let's hold there. We're just going to go over to the other side. I don't feel that it's a lightweight is always the better choice. Sometimes you got to use a little heavier weight and challenge yourself. I'm going to use the other arm, shoulder, right over the hand and pull. Pinching the shoulder blade towards the spine as you bring that weight in. Good. You got 15 seconds. Almost there. And remember, there's absolutely nothing wrong with dropping your weight down on your second and third sets. Do your heavier set first. We're going to go to reverse flies. Now this is the one where I am not as strong in this area. So I'm going to sit on the edge of my bench with my butt barely on the bench so I can lean forward over my thighs and come up and out to the side, shoulder height with a slight bend in my elbow. Working my rear shoulders, my upper back, traps, rhomboid, all working here. This is probably the tougher of the exercises we'll do today, especially for women. Women don't tend to work a whole lot in the rear deltoid, but you really should, because the rear deltoid rounds out the shoulder. If you don't work your rear deltoid, your shoulder will have kind of a flat look to it. All right, coming here, we're going to go with a wide row. I'm going to choose a little lighter weight than I chose for my narrow grip row. We're going to bring the weight straight out to the side. Are you ready? Let's tip forward and come up wide. So elbows, instead of narrow along the torso, come out to the sides. Nice. Looking good. From the side. You got 15 seconds. 5 seconds. All right, perfect job. Nice deep breath. Moving on to the next. We're going to go with dumbbell upright row. I think I may use that same weight. From wide row to upright row, standing tall. Plates or weights, dumbbells start at the thighs, facing the thighs. So your palms are facing your thighs. You're going to come up your body. At this finishing point, you keep going. The elbow is slightly higher than the hand. Keeping the dumbbells close to your body. All the way up, all the way down. Keeping that back tall and the chest lifted and the core braced. 20 seconds. Good. Woo. All right. We got one more in this first set. We're going to go with a renegade row. You want a light set. All right? My dumbbells are round, so they're a little harder to maintain this. We're going to come into a plank position, rowing on one side and then on the other. Now this is probably going to get a little hard for you at first. It doesn't feel that bad, but at 40 seconds, if it starts getting a little hard, you can drop to the knees, but the same posture, butt down and row. Right like that. You choose what works best. You got 5 seconds. All right. All right, so we're going to move on to our next set. We're going to start. We got 10 seconds left, and then we start back at the top. So you need your heavier set or your medium set for narrow row. Here we go. Hopefully it looks a little lighter to you now. I am my own production company, and I never, ever do everything right. So as I was doing that first set, I realized I hadn't turned my light on, so sorry about that. I'll take a look at it. If it doesn't look too bad, we'll be using it anyway. Pulling here, elbows tucked in. Next up is going to be a deadlift. I'm going to use the same weight for that. Nice. 20 seconds rest. Deadlift, going to tip forward. You work, so it's really a total body, total posterior chain movement. Hamstrings, butt, low back. So this is how we're hitting our low back today. Let's go. Come on all the way down with straight legs, but not locked knees until your back is flat. Keeping the core braced, and as you rise, lift that chest high. We got 15 seconds left. We're going to do our single arm row next. I'm going to use my heavier plate weight. or my heavier dumbbell. I know you wonder how come I always call them plate weights. I've taught a class for years where we use the plate weights. I've shown you the bar, the Les Mills bar, and you use them as dumbbells. So it's just a habit. I might learn how to break it soon. Here we go. Flat back, bringing that weight up to the side of the chest, keeping the back flat, and my hand is resting directly under my shoulder. Good. Almost there. 10 seconds. Perfect. All we got to do now, take it around to the other side. Or you can just step over your bench. I like to keep my work in an area where you can kind of see what I'm doing. Hand right up underneath. Are you ready? Let's go. Back is flat. Shoulder right over the hand. Looking good. Come on, keep pushing, keep pushing. You got 15 seconds. If you're not used to doing single muscle group training, this is a challenge. But sometimes a challenge is just what you need. There we go. I'm gonna sit this weight down, and we're gonna go to reverse flies next. This is where I choose my lighter set. I have 8-pound dumbbells here. And honestly, for 40 seconds, that's about all I can do and stay in good form. I'm gonna lean forward. I'm sitting right on the edge of my bench. Leaning forward and then lifting. Keeping your head down is really important in this exercise. So just keep looking at your shoes, because you can strain your neck if you look side to side, or if you try to lift your head while you're lifting the plate weights or the dumbbells. See, I did it again. You're almost there. You only got 10 seconds. I know. Once it gets to about 30 seconds, you start thinking, what, did she change the timer or something? Perfect job. All right, from reverse fly, we go to wide grip row. I'm going to go slightly heavier than on that exercise, but not nearly as heavy as I was on my narrow grip row. I'm going to tip forward, palms face the legs, and then the arms come up and out, elbows pointing out to the sides. I'm going to try to get those elbows shoulder height or just above. And once again, keeping your head and your neck in a neutral position, just looking at the floor. You got 20 more seconds. Eight seconds, almost there, almost there. Try to keep your body really steady. Nice. All right, next up is upright row. Actually, I almost forgot. I used the same weight for upright row. Woo! Palms face the legs. You're gonna keep the chest lifted. Here, lift and lower. Stopping right at that mid-chest and the elbow, always slightly above the plate weight, the level of the plate weight, or the level of the dumbbell. Keep your back tall. Keep your belly pulled in. You got 20 seconds. Head forward. 5 seconds. You got it. Come on, you got it. Keep on going. Perfect. Nice. Renegade row is up next. We're going to come down to the mat with our small plate weights or dumbbells, small dumbbells. All right, so the weights are in your hands and on the floor. From there, plank position. Here we go. Single arm row. So this is not only a back exercise, it's also a very great stabilizer exercise and a core exercise too. Remember that your low back and your abdominals muscles work hand in hand to stabilize your body. They're all considered part of core. When you get tired, just come down to the knees. Your core consists of many, many different muscle groups that you may not think about. Nice. 20 seconds rest. We go in for our third set. We start with narrow grip row. I'm going to use my same weights. I think I can do another set with them. Let's go. From the side. Now every time I bring those weights into the side, I pinch my shoulder blades towards one another, like I'm trying to wrap my shoulder blades around my spine. My chest is forward and my core is tightened. Like if somebody were going to punch you in the belly, but you had to tighten up your belly to keep it from hurting too much. That's what I mean by tightening or bracing your core. You got 7 seconds. Perfect. All right, put these down. I'm going to use just one of them this time. Going slightly lighter for my single arm. Flat back. Here we are. Pull and extend. Make sure you get full extension every time. Pulling from the shoulder, okay? So think about initiating that move by lifting the shoulder and then the arm follows through. If you're on the ground, right here. Six seconds. Perfect. We got another arm to do. Either on the bench or on the ground. Six seconds till we begin. Make sure your hand is right up underneath your shoulder. Your back is flat. Core is engaged or braced. Tightened up. Like if I was going to punch you. Come on. Come on, you're doing well. Perfect. Woo. Flies are up. Reverse flies. Let's go. Keeping your body really steady. So you don't want to lift like this. You want to keep the upper body down. Facing the floor. Fifteen seconds. Woo! Here we go. go. Next up is a dumbbell wide row. Take something slightly light, heavier than that. You're going to tip forward, arms come up wide. As you tip, your palms face the floor, and then you lift. Come on, come on. Nice. Upright row. I make a big mess every time I put my weights down. Woo! Let's roll. Remember that elbow stays above the level of the hand. Woo! 5 seconds, 5 seconds, come on. I don't know about you all, but these 40 seconds seem really long today. Perfect. Renegade row coming up. Remember, you can do modified or straight leg position. Let's start with straight leg if you can. Let's go. Core exercise as well. Working the stabilizers in your back. Try to keep that butt down. Remember, you can drop to your knees if you need to. Just keep the butt low. Try to keep the body from turning side to side. There we go. Woo! All right, hold your eye roll. One more set. Then you're out of here. If you feel like that's too much for you, just hip off. But what I'd like to do on this set is do a little lighter weight in every exercise. Let's go. Row, narrow grip. From the side, chest forward. Come on, you got 15 seconds. Five seconds. Good. Good. Next up, deadlift. Woo! You've done really well. I just feel it. If you're still with me, that means you like to work hard. Proud of you. Here we go. Forward, deadlift. Butt back and dip. Get that butt back. Bring your body down. Forward to a flat back position. Those weights, they're not way out here. They just roll down the legs and right back up. 15 seconds. We'll move into single arm row next. All right. Single arm row. Hand right up underneath the shoulder, back is flat. Pull, pull. This music is a nice pace right here for this exercise. Wrapping that shoulder blade around. You got 15 seconds left. Come on, hang with me, hang with me. It's our final set. Woo! All right, we're gonna switch sides. I think if you consistently do these single body part workouts, give yourself a month and see how much change you can make in your body. Let's go. Do some of the cardio along with them. Really focus. Whew. You have 15 seconds left. This is single arm. Last set on this one. We're moving into reverse flies next. Come on, one more. Perfect. Choosing that lightweight that I like for my reverse flies. Having a seat. Gonna tip forward. Resting towards my thighs with my butt barely on the bench. 5 seconds. Arms come up wide. Here we go. Try to keep your upper body from moving. When you get tired, the inclination is to pull back. Don't do that. Keep your chest down. Keep your neck in a neutral position. Come on, come on. I know you're tired. I'm tired too. This is where, stop there. This is where you start making gains in your fitness level. Pushing yourself outside your comfort zone is super important to reaching a higher fitness level than what you currently have. We're gonna go with dumbbell wide row next. I'm still using a little lighter than I did in my other 3 sets. Lift and lower. Come on. I know, you're getting tired. I am like starving to death. Woo! Come on, you got 10 more seconds right here. Actually, it was 11 seconds, but who's counting, right? Woo! Upright row is next. I'm going to keep these same weights. I'm going to stand tall. I fight with my mat constantly. You got 5 more seconds left. Palms face the thighs, elbows lift higher than the weight, close to the body. Come on, you're doing good. You only got 5 seconds left. You're killing it. Perfect. Renegade row. Last exercise. I know. You can breathe a sigh of relief. Feet out behind you. Try to do as many as you can on straight legs. Are you ready? Pull. So keep your butt flat. Try to keep yourself from pulling like this. We don't want to do that, okay? We just want to pull here. Oh, you really have to tighten up in your core to do that. Remember, like you're getting ready to get punched in the belly. Tighten it up. 15 seconds. Woo! Almost there. All right, let's just stay down here for a second. Let's put those weights out. Let's come into child's pose. Knees wide, butt back. Really stretch those arms out. Let the lumbar spine relax. Belly relax towards the mat. Hold that position. Now what I'd like for you to do is bring one arm underneath, right here. Then kind of lie down on that shoulder a bit so you get that stretch in your rear shoulder. We engaged the rear shoulder today on a couple of different exercises actually, so stretch that out good. Let's go to the other side. All right, let's come up to the center. We're going to do a few cat-cows, and then if you want to do more stretching on your own, you can. We're going to lift the tailbone and the head up. And now we're going to round the back up, tuck the pelvis, and then tuck the head like an angry cat, lifting its back. Reverse that again. Tailbone up, head up. Keep your back flat. Round the back up. All right, you keep stretching if you need to. I think that's a good idea. But for the sake of my video time and the fact that I'm always overdue on time, I'd like to say thank you for joining me. I think I'll post up a video of how I would think this would be a great challenge to give yourself for 1 month and see how you do. I'll do that at the end probably of posting all of these single muscle group videos, and then we'll make it a challenge that maybe you could post up some photos even. All right, so thank you. I'll see you again soon for another single body workout.